Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic, and I did suggest yesterday that we might have a go at the second of the paired puzzles, and this is Rockrat Zero's Harvest Lumber. This was a pair with the doubler fruit from Blobs in the orchard puzzle yesterday. So we'll have a look at this today, see how it goes. No idea what to expect. I've literally only just called the puzzle up. But I'm relying on Rockrat Zero, who's a brilliant constructor, has been involved in several of our Patreon rewards. And there is one of those active at the moment. If you go onto Patreon, you will see that we have all the fun of the fair as our monthly reward. You can enter it to be in with a chance of winning a prize up till 4 p.m. on the 20th. You have to visit 4 fairground attractions and then find your way out. A couple of the puzzles are reasonably difficult, but loads of people have been getting through the fairground. Give it a try. That is going to be, as I say, live for another 8 days, worth a go. Also on Patreon, you can watch Simon solve the Cogito's Nurik Harby roller coaster, which is fabulous. It's a very long solve. Some people like long videos on the channel. Others kind of, we prefer them for the wolves who really lap up all the content on Patreon. Now, you can get all of our apps, which feature some of the clue types used in this puzzle. We have Thermo Sudoku, we have Killer Sudoku, we have, this isn't Sandwich, I think this is X-Sum Sudoku, but we also have Line Sudoku, so lots of the types used, and just great fun puzzles. We are working on the January update for the Line Sudoku, so that'll be coming your way soon. Now, what else have we got going on? We've got, I think we're not streaming until next week at the earliest, so I may have been trailing that a bit too hard, but you can catch up on the VODs of our old streams if you want. We did finally finish Chants of Senar last time we streamed. What else we got? We've got Sven SUDOKU PAD in our merchandise, but check out the links. The first one is to Harvest Lumber by Rockrat Zero, and the rules are normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Lovely. The grid contains no doubler fruit. They were delicious, says Rockrat Zero. That won't appear in the version of the rules you get, because it's irrelevant. Numbers outside the grid, including those on lines extending outside the grid, so the blue and the purple line down there, are X sums, which sum the first X digits from the clue where X is the first digit seen. So if that was a 5, that's the first digit seen, and the first 5 digits looking down from the 22 would add up to 22. All the trees in the prior puzzle grid, that's yesterday's puzzle, were chopped for logs. All logs are 2 cells long and stacked in the southeast corner of the grid. Along the grey thermo stump and logs, value must increase. Stump and logs. Okay, values must increase from the bulb end. So these are normal thermos, that's okay. Along the pink renban stump and logs, values form a consecutive non-repeating sequence in any order. So that will apply to this pink line too. Along the blue sum line, I see, these are the tree stumps left over. Oh, look, all the cages are in the same positions. Or lots of them are. I recognise that 13 and 16, and that seems familiar. Some of the cages are in the same positions from last time. That's freaky. So these really are paired puzzles. Right, where did we get to? We were coming to blue. Along the blue sum line stumps and logs, values have an equal sum n within each box they pass through. And I think we're going to count outside the grid as a separate box here. But that is equivalent to the total of those two, and that will be equivalent to the number outside the grid. Different lines may have different values of n. And there we go. So these are actually regular rules. Oh, and values in cages sum to the given clue. Right, these are regular killer, region sum line, renban, and thermo rules. We do often advise people sending in puzzles hoping to be featured on the channel, don't use too many rule types, because there are a lot of newbies on the channel who don't need to kind of learn everything about variant Sudoku in one go. Anyway, here we go. There are no doublers, so we've got a chance of finding our way through this. Anyway, let's get cracking. See how we do. I like the 17 cage now. That must be 9.8. The 16 cage must be 9.7. There is a secret that every row, column and box adds up to the same number in Sudoku. Now, I'm going to share with you what that is. It's 45. And that means that these three cells add up to 16, I reckon. Okay, let's have a look at the X sum. I mean, it's hard to know where to start in a puzzle like this. There's quite a lot of clues scattered around this forest field. Now, how many cells are we going to count in this X clue? Could it possibly be 5? And the answer is no, now that that is 7 or 9. Because the minimum sum of those two is 12. And if you added in 3 more cells, you get to at least 18. So this is 3 or 4. It can't be 2, because you can't get up to the right sum. Now this, on the 22, can't be 2. It can't be 3, because they would have to add up to 19. So it's 4 or 5. Interestingly, 22 is quite a fun number, my definition of fun, in that it can't be 6, because the only way to add up 6 numbers to 22 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and that doesn't include that 6. So this is 4 or 5. 7 would be too many. And this pair adds up to 8 or 9 based on the blue line. I'm going to have to approach box 9 at some point, or maybe the clues outside the grid are very interesting. I don't know. I don't know where to go, so I'm just looking around trying to get an idea. The 13 cage mattered a lot last time, and we've got a thermo here, the tree stump, saying that this digit is at least a 3. So the maximum total for this digit is a 6. That's not actually very interesting. Oh no, I thought this was a blue line. It's not. It is pink or pinky purple. I would know those were 4 and 5 if this was a blue line, but it isn't. It is the opposite of, well, it's not the opposite of blue, it's just different. Right, this digit can't be 8 or 9. Ah, and it's repeated. These 2-cell blue lines, they're like palindromes, aren't they? So this digit can't be 8, 9, or 1, because each end of it sees one of those. I don't know what to do. Maybe this X sum. This is a single Sudoku digit, and this is a renban line. So the digit at the bottom, yeah, this is slightly reminiscent of the puzzle Dodgems, actually. That's in the patron reward, another advert for that. Right, this is somewhere between 1 and 9. So this number down here at the bottom of column 6, that's the X sum clue looking upwards, can't be more than, don't say 9, say 10, because it could be a 10. Now, how many digits is a number from 1 to 10 adding? Well, it can't be as many as 4, because they couldn't include a 1. So this X sum digit, well, it can't be 4, and it can't be 1. It is 2 or 3. And we're adding either 2 or 3 digits to get to a single digit total. Now, can it even be 3? If that was a 3, that would be a 4. Oh, and I've only just realised, if that was a 4, we'd be adding 4 digits here. And since we can't use a 1, it would be 4, 7 and a 2, 3 pair, and that would break this. So that is not a 4, that's a 3, this is a 2 now. Now we're adding those 3 digits only to get to 16, and this is 6 or 4. Now we're adding only those 2 digits, but we don't know what total we're coming to. Still, we've got a 3 here, so this digit is at least 4 or 5. And they add up to at least 9 between them. And the maximum this can now be, well, it can't be a 4, because that would require these to be a 4 and a 5. So that is now a 1 or a 2, just as in the other puzzle at some point, I'm sure. The blobs puzzle. Now, so those add up to somewhere between 5 and 7. And this is 8, 7 or 6 on the end of the thermo. Now we worked out that these added up by the secret to 16, so those two add up to 13. Those two also add up to 13. That is 2 of the 13 pairs. There are 3 different 13 pairs, but neither of these sets have a 2 in, so 2 is in one of those cells. It is not on this line, because if 2 was on a renban line here, that line would need a 3 on as well, and it doesn't have it. So 2 is not here, 2 is definitely here. The renban line doesn't have 1, 2 or 3 on it, it is higher than that. Those add up to 13, those add up to 13. We need a 1 in this box. That has to be in one of those cells, can't again be on the renban line for similar reasons. Then the 1 down here is going to have to be in this cell. It can't be here on the tip of a thermometer, because that would be lower, and it can't be here because this digit at the bottom would be 0, 1 or 2, which are nonsensical in x-sum terms. Now, this digit is at least a 4, so we're coming to a total of somewhere between 6 and 11. That's not very helpful in determining anything going on down there. So we're kind of finished with that clue, I think. Well, we may come back to it, but for now, it doesn't look as useful as presumably some other clues will be. And those add up to 13. In here, there is no pair adding up to 13, by virtue of the fact that the 3 digits add up to 13. So the pair would have to go with a 0. So there's only... Ooh. You can't put a pair that adds up to 13 in here either. I'm just thinking about this top row. It's very weird. There is a pair adding to 13 there. If it was 6, 7, that would be 8, that would be 4, that would be 1, and these would be 2, 5, 9. If it was 8, 5, that would be a 4. These other two would be maximum, 2, 4, 7, 8, 5, 3, 1, 6, 9. But if it was 9, 4, that seems to be the... Well, this would be a 5, 9, 4, 3, 5. There'd be a pair adding up to 8 there. There'd also be a pair adding up to 8 here and an 8. Okay, that didn't actually quite get anything done. It was close. It wasn't daft to have a look at those possibilities, but it didn't quite work. 3, 2, 1. That's a pair adding to 13. That is, and that's in a pair adding to 13 along with a 1 in those cells. This bulb is at least 4. So this is at least 5 on the renban here. So 3 is confined to one of those 2 cells. That's not very exciting. Okay, I was looking at this earlier. This is, this pair, which are the same digit, can't be now 8, 9, 1, 2, or 3. So they are from 4, 5, 6, 7. This can't be a 1, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. What about this? This also, on that line, is also from 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 in this column must be in one of these two cells, which is probably not wildly helpful, but nonetheless, it's true. This is 9, 8, 7, 6, or 5. That is the sum of those two. Oh, we've got this 22 x sum. Oh, and we've still got this x sum to look at. Now, again, okay, this number is like a palindrome, so it's, well, it's not even 8 or 9, is it? It's somewhere between 2 and 7. So the x sum in this row, looking from the right, is a number between 2 and 7. Now, can we begin with a 3? And the answer is definitely no. Because a 7 can't begin with a 3, because the 3 cells would have to be 1, 2, 4, which don't include a 3. The only number that we could put outside the grid as the x sum clue that would allow a 3 there is 6. That would force these two to be a 2-1 pair, and that's not going to work either on the thermo or in the gauge. This digit is therefore 1 or 2, and I can see it can't be 1, because that would be 2 and clash with that. So that is a 2, and the x sum clue is going to add those two digits to come to a total that is no more than 7. So this digit is 5, 4, 3, or 1. Now the maximum of those two is 12, and that's with 7 and 5. So the minimum for this is 5. It can't actually be 5 because of that maximum. So 6, 7, 8, or 9 there. And that's on a renban with this cell, which can't be 8 or 9. This is now 5, 6, or 7, and that's on a blue line, a region sum line to there. This is worth doing. This, of course, is 1 or 3 on the renban. And this one is another low digit. That can't be 1, because this can't be 2. Oh, and these have just now got their minimum. No, that hasn't mattered. Okay, their minimum went up, but that's not constrained. Now, the number outside the grid is now 5, 6, or 7, and that's the same as this number. And now, bingo, I've got a 4, 5, 6, 7 quad in row 7 just by working on these logs down here. So that's good. Then we can fill in 3 and 2 in the row. That's not a 3. Now, have we got, does one of these have to be from 4, 5, 6, 7? No, I don't think so. One must be in one of those two cells. Right, that was quite good work. Now, the clue outside the grid here is going to be 6, 7, 8, or 9, but it's on a renban. No, I was right to say we should have given up on that clue a while ago. Oh, what? Yes, this is the same as the x sum clue outside, so it's always 2 more than this digit. There is a strong relationship between those. So if they were 4 and 6, this would have to be a 5, 7 pair. And if they were 5 and 7, this would be a 4, 6 pair. That feels reasonably interesting. I just don't quite know how to apply it yet. 2, 8, 9. We've got 3, 1, and 2 here. See, somehow in some nebulous way I'm really not quite making as fast progress as I was yesterday. Don't know quite what that's about. Different solving heuristics in my brain, perhaps. Oh, that 2 is looking up at the corner, so that's a 1. Now, these add up to 12. That's not 6 anymore. Those add up to 12. Those add up to 13. The 2 in the row is in the 16 cage, along with digits that add up to 14. 2, 5, 9, 3, 4, 8. This would be a 6, 7 pair. or 2, 6, 8, 7, 5. These would be a 4, 9 pair. So they're either 4, 9 or 6, 7. And that's a quadruple in the box. So everything else is 1, 5 or 8, including this digit on the renban, which not very helpful actually. Although, well, no, I don't think so. One of those two is a 4. What does that mean? That means one of these two is a 4. If that was a 4, this is 2 or 3, which is quite constrained. If that was a 4, this is definitely 4. Yeah, one of these two is a 4. That prevents either of these cells from being a 4. Those two are connected as well. That can't be a 9 anymore. Just worked that out. So 9 in the box. 9 in the box is now here in the corner. Can't be there on that renban. Yes, more work on the logs. So that's a 1. One of these two is a 9 for definite. 9, 1, 2. This can't be 8, so 8 in the box is definitely here. That's now 7 on the renban. That can't be 7. We've now got 5 or 6 outside the box. That's 2 away from this for the X sum, so this is not 5. It's 3 or 4. This is therefore 3, 4 or 5, which 6 is in one of those two cells in the box, and that bulb is not a 6. This is not a 7. Now I've got a 4, 5, 6 triple in the column, and one of those two has to be a 5. Therefore, if that was a 5, that's a 5. So one of these two has to be a 5, and that's a 6. And that means that's a 4 on the X sum. Wow. And this is 5, and that's 3, and that finishes the log box, box 9. That's a 4, that's a 4. This is on the ren. No, it's on a thermo. That is now 2 or 3 in a slightly different way from how I had seen that potentially coming before. This is a 5, obviously. I hope this cage adds up. It does. That is not 5 or 8 now. Oh, and this is on a renban that I hadn't really clocked. Actually, that's not very difficult to do at all. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9 left to put in. Now, we know it's 7 as the X sum clue adding those two. So this is 6 or 8. So this renban can't be 8, 7, 6 now. Actually, well, I was going to say where is 4 in the column. I suppose this could be 4, 5, 6. Otherwise, the 4 in the column is there. Ah, we've got that 4. Right, that's going to be big. This X sum now adds to 16. This is now a 4, 9 pair. That makes this a 5. We can complete that cage to add to 13. This is a 2, 8, 6 triple. I can put an 8 in the corner and a 2, 6 pair in the others. Now, I must be able to do this. 1, 4, 7. If that was 2, 9, these would be 8 and a 5, 3 pair and 6. If that was 3, 8, we've got 2, 5, 6, 9, and there is no combination of that that makes this effective arrow work. So this is 2, 9. That's an 8 on top of a 3, 5 pair, and that's 6 at the top. 2, 6, 8, 9, 3, 5. We've got 4, 1, and 7 still to place in box 3. This is an 8, 9 pair. I think I saw that ages ago, but we only got round to putting it in now. That's become a 1. That's very helpful. This is a 3, 7 pair. That's a 6. 9, 1, 8, 3, 2. We've got, again, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to place in this central box. 6 has to be on this line, because it's only selected from 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So that's not a 6. In fact, that's the only spot for 6 on the line. So that's 8 at the bottom. That's 5. Now this can't be 5, but it can still be 4 or 7. And I'm left with a 4, 7, 9 triple. But this can't be 9 because of the renban it's on. 7 there, 6 there, 9 there. That must have finished most of these columns now. 4 in the center. 4, 5, 6 is a perfectly valid. In fact, I can do these two as well. Just can't do that 1, 8 pair at the top, I think. I can do this 3, 5 pair now. And that's about it. Right, this cage is a 4, 7 cage now. Yep, that's got to be right. This is a 2, 3, 8 triple, and that means that 3 and 8 can't be this cage because those numbers are all in this row. So the cage must... Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, this is very disappointing to suddenly go wrong at this stage. It was all working so fluidly. Oh, I'm gobsmacked. What's happened here? We were looking so good. I mean, let's say it was right up to this point. I then said that had to be a 7-4 cage, and I'm sure that's right. And that made this a 7 and this a 2, 3, 8 triple. But we've got a 2 there. One, 6, 9 here. What can possibly have gone wrong? Have I misinterpreted a line somewhere? That is the sort of thing that can go wrong. Yeah, look at this. That's rubbish. Okay, let's go back to where that line was filled in, because I don't know how I achieved that. Oh dear, Mark, what are you about? Got to go all the way back to the log pile. Maybe I got the log pile wrong. Yeah, I got... Oh, it doesn't look good at that point. I liked that work, though. So, I was at this point, and I determined that this had to be a 7. That's on the renban. So that makes this a 7. Yeah, I don't know why I said that was a 5, 6 pair. Okay. That can't be 7, but it has to be 2 more than that. Those can't be 7. Yes, so this was then touching 3 or 4. 6 is in one of those cells, and that can't be 6. Right, I'm sorry about what happened there. That was... Somehow I thought that pair had to match... Well, I mean, it does have to match that pair. I just got the wrong pairing. Ah! It's odd how you can get so far into the puzzle. Oh, that has to be the same as that. And then blow up due to your own foolishness. That is 4, 5 or 6. So this can't be 6. Actually, that's not. It also can't be 7 by Sudoku now, which is different from the previous case. One of these is a 4, so that's not a 4. Now that is a 4, that's a 4. Yeah, I did get one of the lines wrong, didn't I? Bother. That 4, though, does see that. So then I can do all this stuff that we did before, and it's looking much the same. This is a 2, 6, 8 triple. I can't fill them in specifically now, or even one of them in the corner. 3, 6, 7. This is now a 5 by Sudoku, and that is the same as that, which is a 5. That's a 6, and that makes this a 4, and I feel that's different from the last time I filled the box. Interesting. Right, this 8, 9 pair survives. Right, my sincere apologies for leading you wrong. If you've already written a comment saying, why did he do that with the 7, 5 line? you've found out why, because he's a numpty. 2, 6, 1, 8. That looks fairly similar to last time. That now can't be 8 and 3. We need a 3 in this column, so that is still a 3, 5, 8 line. 2, 9, 6, that finishes that box, apart from a couple of pairs. Nice. 3, 5 pair here, that's a 6 in the box. That has now become a 9. 9, 1, 8, 3, 2. This is a renban. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same sort of position as before, but hopefully it's not going to go wrong at this point. This time. That can't be a 5. Now, this has become, well, no, it's 7 outside the box, so this is 6 or 8. I wonder if it's still going to be true to claim that this line has to have a 6 on it. It's being selected from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so yes, it does have to have a 6 on it. So 8 there. That can't be 6. This is 6 or 7 by Sudoku, and now that can't be 9. There we go. So that finishes box 8 all over again, with as customary apologies. Now 8 won't work here because 7 can't go on the line, so that's a 5. There we go. 9 at the top. Okay, 3, 5 I can do now. There's no 5 there, and I don't need the corner mark. Right, now let's try this again. Now it doesn't have to be 4, 7, it can be 5, 6. Let's look at this line, or this row. 1, 6 and 9. That is not allowed to be a 1 because of the 11 total, or a 9 because of the 2 in the column. So that's a 6. Now let's hope this version does work. Now I've got a 5 there. This is a 4, 7 pair again, but hopefully a working one. 3 there. I think on this can't be a 9 on the blue line if I remember the rules correctly. 2 and 8 gives me 9 and 8. Those lines work. Right. 1, 3, 6 here. I can place all of those. Just finishing off now that I've got it the right way round. 5 and a 4, 7 pair. And 4 and 6 are resolved by the thermo. Very nice. That thermo being a former tree trunk from Blobs's puzzle. Then we get 3, 8. Ooh, I've got a 4, 7 deadly pattern. I know how I'm going to resolve that. It's a clue I'd forgotten all about. This 22 clue. So the digits we've already written in add up to 18. That must be a 4 to make them 22. And there we go. Sorry about the mistake in the middle and the harvest lumber. I tripped over one of those logs in the bottom right corner, but we got this done. And it's a lovely puzzle. That should probably have taken almost exactly the same length of time as Blobs's, which is great. Very nice companion piece. And thank you very much for watching us on the channel as always. We hope to see you again soon. We value your time with us. Bye for now.